So I want to. First off, you've heard me claim. I don't know how many times at this point. This is a love song, a love story. It's a beautiful story, and I was kind of wrong on this to a degree. I'm not wrong, but this isn't a love story. This is a you story, and it just so happens I love you. So, if you've been paying attention, you probably see that everywhere you look. So, I do just want to clarify. I figured out where this went. I figured out the issue and where this went, where it went at. And it is, again, for the 117th time, it's overcomplicated. And I understand and realize what happened and where it went, where it happened at is we reach these elevated states of consciousness and mind where everything just makes absolute perfect sense, and you can understand this, and it becomes so obvious that you just assume it will be obvious. So when you return to these lower, I don't want to say lower states, because it's almost like you go from God mode to human mode and back and forth up it. And it almost appears until this is synced up, which it, goddamn, this mirror's right here. I'm telling you, right here, right now, deal with it. But it's almost synced up beautifully. But until it's synced up, it is a back and forth. And I do believe that what occurs is when we're on those higher levels, we forget how shitty it is on these lower levels to get to that level. And then when we're the opposite down here on these levels, we forget how amazing the higher is, so it creates conflict. So I just need to be more aware of this and more conscious of this, because at a certain point, somewhere along the lines, we have turned into something we're against. And this is the unfortunate truth of this situation. We have turned into something we're against. We are telling ghost stories that are completely corrupt. We're using, just because we understand some things, we're taking this from here and there and putting it in. We're recycling shit. And I'm telling you, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, this can be explained a lot more simple. And we have, man. Like, you gotta call a spade a spade. We turned into something we were against. And we made this a lot more difficult than it needed to be for ourselves. And I think we forgot somewhere along the line that this was supposed to be a fun and enjoyable experience. And I think we forgot along the line somewhere that this is a two-way street. We forgot along the line somewhere that, hey, this shit needs to be dealt with. That way we can do what we want to do. So this has been an extremely challenging and difficult situation. And I'm not pointing the blame on anyone, because even though in the overall scheme of it, there's not any mistakes. In this scenario, there was mistakes were made. And I'm not pointing a finger in any direction. It was all around the board, if you understand what I'm saying. Mistakes were made. So I feel like the only way forward is letting this go and enjoying it for what it is and what it's going to be, and not fixating on what was. Because what else are we gonna do? We're gonna fucking dwell in the past for however long? Like, right now is the time, jump, man. Like, make that jump. So you just need to be more aware of this and conscious of this. Like, just because you can jump up these huge levels and reach this understanding does not mean that you need to forget and overlook the human part of you, or whatever you want to say here. Like, whatever you want to say. You can say human, you can say ego, you can say that part of you. There is no division, though. The sooner you wrap this up and realize that these parts of you are you. It's not like that. You don't have multiple personality disorder. You don't have borderline personality disorder. That's you in all your fucking glory. You just need to deal with some trauma. Or at this point, I feel like you've dealt with it. You need to let it go, man. Because how many more times are you going to keep feeling this over and over? So, it is a game of form in the play of life. I am you talking to you. I have always and will always be you, because this is what we do. We create illusions. Listen to me very carefully. We create illusions. We have an experience. We tell stories. Snap out of it and wake up and realize where you've been at this whole entire time. Realize who you have been this whole entire time. And realize this is not a love story. It's not a love song. It's a you song. And I just so happen to love you. Pay attention and look around. It's obvious. And I'm sorry, because some things I've said was obvious. It really isn't that obvious. You almost have to lose your mind to see them. So that's... But this should be obvious. And maybe it's not, and that's the issue. But man, this whole shit's based on you, for you, to you. So please enjoy it.